Hey, what's up guys, it's Joe here and I'm back with my next part of my intro tutorial, and I've got to go through this pretty fast because there's quite a lot to do, so this should be the final part if I make it quick. So I'm just going to open up our Cinema 4D render wherever we saved it. There it is. I'm just going to bring that into our composition, just drag it in, and you should have a render something like this. And the first thing I always do is I use a plugin called Magic Bullet Looks. Now you don't actually need this plugin, but I think it makes your renders look a lot nicer. Sorry. So you can pick from all these different presets and change all the colours and stuff. But I think Punchy looks pretty good. It's also pretty good for montages and stuff like that, for colour corrections. But yeah. So you don't actually need to do this step, but I think it makes your renders look quite a lot nicer. So okay, after we've done that, we're going to add in a texture. So this texture, there'll be a download link in the description. So I'm just going to go Photoshop, textures, this one. I'm going to add it above like that, and I'm going to set the blend mode to screen, and then put the opacity to about 25%. And that gives it kind of like a carbon effect on the front. If I just, there you go, it's got like that stripy effect. It looks pretty cool. And now we're going to add a flare at the top. So I'm going to be using Optical Flares, which is another plugin for After Effects, which if you're an intro maker you should probably have. So Video Copilot, Optical Flares. I'm going to set the blend mode to screen, place it about here, and go to options, wait for it to load up. Okay, I'm going to clear all, and I'm going to make my own flare. So I'm going to bring in two glows and a streak. I'm going to set the colour to blue and come onto global parameters and put a dodgy lens texture, and put the illumination radius to about 40 and I'll move it up a bit so you can just see like a faint glow there, maybe a bit more. And then I'm going to go on to the optical flare settings, go to flicker, put the speed to 15 and the amount to 35. And that will make it look a lot more realistic, because the brightness will be changing at the top throughout the intro. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a camera shake as the text hits the backing. So we're going to go to the point where it's about to hit, so about 2 seconds, and we're going to click on the intro. We're going to go to Effect, Video Copilot, and Twitch. You might have Twitch, you might not, but you can just download it on the Video Copilot website. It costs a bit of money, but yeah. So I'm just going to go on Twitch. I'm going to enable blur and slide. I'm going to set the speed to 9. And then go to blur and put the blur amount to 8, and then go to slide under operator controls and put the slide amount to 1. And then I'm going to keyframe this, so we're going to put both of these values to 0 like that, hit the stopwatch and go forward until the text hits the backing. So I'll say about here, put that to 8, put this to 1, just render this out. See that as the text hits the backing, there's like a camera shake, and I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so for this next part I'm just going to quickly jump on Cinema 4D. So I'm just going to minimize this. And I'll see you when Cinema 4D is loaded up. Okay, for this part I'm going to be using Cinema 4D, and I'm going to be using it to create this blueprint effect that I use in the Galaxy sniping intro. And all you have to do this is you just go to render settings and go to effect and cell renderer. But it's not there because I've already got it here. And I'm just going to enable outline and edges and put the edge color to blue and the background color to black, and then just uncheck ambient occlusion and global illumination, and I'm going to be rendering from frame 50 to frame 75, and I've already rendered it, so it only takes about 5 minutes. I don't think it's even that. It's really quick render. But yeah, once you've done that, just hop back into After Effects. So I've got my render somewhere here. Basic intro, cell rendered. Here we go. Okay, so this is my cell rendered intro, like that, and so now we've got to match it up to the, so they're at the same time, if you get what I mean. So there we go, that's at the same time now. You just got to keep, it's trial and error really. But then we're going to go to about here, and we're going to split our intro clip, and then we're going to go back a few frames and split it again, and then we're going to go to here, or some about here maybe, and we're going to split it again. We're going to delete this second split, and then we're going to come onto our cell rendered, and we're going to split that, and then go to the part where you split it on the intro, and just delete that. But you can see we've got the cell rendered bit showing through, and then on this bit that we split, we can go to Effect and DigiEffects Damage. This is another plugin, but if you don't have it, you can just skip this part and go to Artifact and set the operation type to Shifter. And if I render this, see that it's kind of a cool effect. Just shows the blueprint and then the text lands onto the back. And I'm just going to actually group these layers, so layer pre-compose, and I'm going to name this intro renders. Okay, so after we've done that, we're just going to make it fade out. So I think for this, I'm going to increase the composition duration to about 5 seconds. Then I'm going to go into the intro renders, composition, make it 5 seconds. Just check how long I've been recording for. Okay, 7 minutes, that's not too bad. And I'm just going to go to the last bit of the last intro frame. I'm going to split it, and then right click on it and go to time and freeze frame, and just drag it to the end of the composition, and do the same here. Okay, and then I'm just going to hold down shift and select all of these. I'm just going to drag them to the end as well. Okay, so this bit we're going to make the intro blur out as it hits the back. It's going to blur out like that. So we're going to go on the intro renders, go to Effect and Blur and Sharpen and Fast Blur. Hit the stopwatch on blurriness. Go forward to about a second maybe, and put this to about 40. Okay. So I'll just render it out from there. So you see the intro blurs out like that, but we're going to combine that blur with a fade as well. So we're going to pre-compose these layers, so layer pre-compose, and we're going to call that intro, and then this one we're going to call intro fade, because this is the composition where the intro is going to fade out. So as it blurs from about here, excuse me, we're going to hit the stopwatch, go forward to about here, and put the opacity to 0. Like that. And finally we're going to combine the blur and the fade with the intro render moving backwards, and go to toggle switch to mode, hit the 3D button so it makes this layer 3D, and as it blurs out, so starting from about where does it start from? Actually, we're going to start it from when the text hits the back, so it's about here. We're going to go to position, hit the keyframe button, and we're going to go forward to about here, and we're just going to move it back to about 450. Now I'll render this. You can see the intro just blurs out and moves backwards at the same time. So I think that's pretty much everything. Of course you can add sound effects to your intro. I recommend using Video Copilot sound effects, but a lot of people have used that, so it's a bit unoriginal. So you can use, I'll just show you a website that's pretty good. It's called soundsnap.com, and yeah, you can just go on that website. It costs, I think, for $5 you can get about 10 downloads of lots of different sounds, so it's pretty cheap. But if you don't want to use unoriginal sound effects like Video Copilot, just go to that website and there's millions of sound effects on there. But this is our final render. So yeah, that's the basic intro tutorial, and if you like this, please leave a like, because I put a lot of time into this tutorial series, and leave in the comments what tutorials you want to see next. But other than that, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you later.